Hey fam. So I'm excited to talk about this today, especially for those of you who are feeling overwhelmed being in the spiritual awakening, law of attraction journey for a while now, having all of these practices and exercises and things to do. I know I felt super overwhelmed at one point. At one point I was just like, fuck it, I'm not doing shit. I just need a break. And don't get me wrong, those practices out there that are amazing and they're great for certain people. I had amazing results for certain practices just to mix things up. But the problem is when the practices feel like effort and work and just effort. I mean, you're already doing a lot of things you don't want to do during the day, so why add to it? The whole point of those exercises to begin with or to get you in a place of ease. So if it feels like effort, you're shooting yourself in the foot and they're not helping you. And that's something that I did continuously. I was told I was supposed to meditate every morning, so I would force myself to meditate and get frustrated if I wasn't feeling it, or if I wasn't feeling what I thought I should feel. I was doing all these manifestation things and practices and exercises that was supposed to be fun, but I approached them more from the sense of work. So in that case, what I want to talk about today is easy daily things that you can do throughout your day instead of having to sit down so much and do all this extra stuff, to incorporate it as part of your routine and day. And things that take no more than 5-10 minutes if you want to sit down and do it. But since I've been doing this myself, I have noticed a huge difference in my manifestations, in just my general level of ease and happiness, and my anxiety just going down. And what started that was understanding that our body is naturally healing. So the energy is naturally healing, upgrading, transmuting, whether or not we notice it and whether or not we are cooperating with it. You're naturally healing. We're naturally resilient. We came here to transmute the higher density, lower vibe energies. So we can just be a cooperative component to create less struggle and to make it happen quicker rather than fighting it. And some ways that we do that is by feeling and by being in the body. So I don't know if you guys have been super tired lately or just been called to just take a nap or just do nothing. That is your body telling you to stop, because if you were to rest and just be in the body, even if you're just laying on the couch, taking a nap, just resting, that allows your body to do what it needs to do even faster, to upgrade the energies, to clear out, to heal. Just by doing nothing, just following the impulse and listening to your body. And you can decide whether or not it's like a coping mechanism. Like if you're like really resisting doing something and you'd rather just hide in bed, whatever. It may be right for you to do that. Just listen. But I'm talking about those times where you want to do something, but you just feel tired. You're just like, fuck, today I just want to do nothing. Let yourself do nothing. That is nourishing yourself, and that is doing energy healing and the work. And if you can sit there without TV, without your phone scrolling and stuff, but just being, listening to music, just being in the body is key here. So a lot of times we stay super busy and go, trying to do stuff because we're afraid to experience what we will experience if we slow down. The insights, the feelings. We're afraid to slow down. My therapist, years ago when I was a kid, used to call it sharking. Sharks need to swim to survive. That's what we think we have to do. We don't. Those uncomfortable feelings that come up, those awarenesses that we don't want to experience and know yet, we want to be ignorant to. Those are all healing. So especially do nothing when it gets uncomfortable. When we get uncomfortable, that's when we thrive. That's when we're experiencing the most upgrades at a faster level. And if we hold on and just know that we're healing and upgrading, breathing through it and just being in the body, allowing whatever wants to come up, and knowing we don't have to do anything with it. That is so key. That pain you experience when you're feeling those old emotions and traumas, that is healing. It's not going to break you. It's not going to kill you. It's that belief, that fear-based belief that our ego is like, it's going to hurt you. You can't face it. You can't face it. And that keeps us from feeling. That keeps us from healing. You know what my guides told me today is feeling is healing. Believe it or not, that pain you feel when you're experiencing a past trauma is healing. You're transmuting that energy out by feeling it. You can even set the intention of, I'm clearing this energy by feeling it. It's all normal. I don't have to do anything with it but feel it and allow that splintered part of myself that experienced that trauma, left the body in that moment and couldn't feel it, to come back in, to become one again with you. Just by being in the body and feeling it. And another thing you can do is, first thing in the morning, have a morning routine. And I call it a high vibe activity. So for me, I love just being, just sitting for like 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. Don't make it any more than 10 minutes, or else it just feels like work. Just start with 5 to 10 minutes. And what I do is I just sit and be. I breathe and I just be in the body. You know, I see what wants to come up. I see where I'm at. And I just get in the body. Because that's when we're most powerful. I allow whatever needs to come up, and I move it. That's my morning practice. If I want to sit longer, which I do, come back and I speak to my guides and I do more stuff. But that's just what I like to do. Doing that, just getting in the body, 5 to 10 minutes. Start with 5 if it's uncomfortable. Be gentle with yourself, because most of us are living outside the body. Even those of us who are awakened and been going through this journey, we're still a lot out of the body. I was for years. And I knew all this stuff, but I was afraid to be in the body. I was afraid to feel it. So just intentionally being in the body as much as you can throughout the day is key. But starting it off in the morning by setting that intention. Being in the body is key. That's showing yourself love. And you can see it as mothering yourself. So when those feelings come up, understand that that is not who you are. That is a past version of you. That is a part of you that needs healing, that needs mothering. Think of it, I like to picture it as my inner child. I'm mothering my inner child. I'm holding her, whatever it needs to feel safe in that moment. But also, like I said, don't feel pressured to know what to do to fix it. Just allow it. Just allow it through you. That alone is enough. And anything else that comes up to do, just do it. Follow the impulses. But don't put pressure on yourself to do anything. Just be there. You know, you don't have to call it meditation. You can just literally call it breathing. Sitting there and breathing. And if it gets uncomfortable, just try and last a little bit longer. Because in that discomfort, you're doing the work. Just by feeling the discomfort. And it's scary getting back in the body. So be gentle with yourself. But know that you can't be hurt. You were built to move that energy. You just forgot. You've been afraid to do it. But you are made for it. You can't be broken. You're indestructible. And you have guides with you. Even if you feel them or not, they are helping you. They are shielding you and filling you with light. All your job is to allow it to happen. Allow yourself to be a cooperative component. It's naturally happening anyways. Why not enjoy it? So, the next thing you can do is nourish yourself. Mother yourself. So whatever, and I don't just mean in a way of eating healthy, working out. Like those are great, don't get me wrong. Nourishing your body physically is key. Drinking water, eating what feels good to you in terms of physically, but also emotionally as well. It feels good to eat things that nourish us. It doesn't mean eat all the comfort foods. But don't restrict yourself either. If you feel like you want that, see how you feel. Do what calls to you. Like I feel better when I eat cleaner, when I eat more fruits and veggies, when I, eat things that call to me and feel good. And then But what I mean more so in mothering yourself and nourishing yourself is kind of like what I said before with the inner child. Is literally you can see yourself as your inner child being with you at all times. And when you experience a trauma, that's something that they need healing with. And you can mother them in that process. You can be just aware of when you're being triggered, when that trauma is coming up. And see it as an opportunity to stay in the body and allow it to move through you. Mother that version of you if you feel like you can. But when in doubt, just let yourself feel it. Let yourself be aware of it and stay in the body. Breathe. Because when you're triggered, that's you leaving the body. When you react, that's you leaving the body. Just practice being in the body, breathing. And some ways to do that throughout the day is, focusing on breathing, but bringing your focus in your body. Like setting the intention to stay in the body. Setting the intention to be grounded. Just by setting the intention and saying it and believing it is enough. You don't have to do all these woo-woo practices to do that. Just allow the energy to move through you. That's it. Be in the body. Feel it. From a place of empowerment of knowing you're moving the energy and that's what you came here to do. So those are some easy ways to just nourish yourself throughout the day. I'm not even asking you to change anything. I'm not even asking you to change your thoughts. Just start allowing, moving the energy and see what's there after you move it. Because one thing that I saw and felt is I spent years clenching and not being in the body, of trying to resist those fears and negative emotions and traumas. When they would come up, I'd react and stay out of the body. And what I noticed is when I felt them, and I saw them like blowing up, like this dispersing in my body and clearing them out. All my desires and love and appreciation came naturally because I was allowing. I was in the body and in this present moment. And that's another thing, side note. Be as present in this moment as you can be. Because most of us are either in the future or in the past. Just be here and now. And that's one way to stay in the body as well, because your body is always here and now. To see how much you can be here and now and just be. Not try and fix, not try and do anything. Letting things go. Getting the opportunity to stay present, stay in alignment. And it's allow those things you don't want to move through you. Let them be. You don't need to fix them. Don't need to do anything. They're fixing themselves by moving out of your reality. Because that's another thing I want you to focus on. Well, not focus on, but understand. Everything happens in here. It's not happening out there. You change in here, that reflects back to you out here. So by being in your body, you're in your power. You're changing your reality. So focus just on being in that state of ease, in relief, of knowing you're taken care of. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to figure anything out. You just allow yourself to heal. And if you want to be a cooperative component to speed things up and make the process more enjoyable rather than struggling, choose to do that. Choose to allow it. Choose to be in ease and relief of like, oh gosh, I'm so supported. I'm literally a transmuter of my energy. And by doing this, I'm not only changing my reality, but I'm having a ripple effect on the world. By doing this, you're dismantling the fear-based programs, the matrix. And you're changing everybody else's world. Just by doing this for yourself. So if you're asking what your purpose is, start with this. Start with understanding yourself in your own world. Creating the reality that you want. Just by allowing yourself to get rid of the stuff that no longer serves you. By healing yourself. And it's after that, once you focus on your world, that you'll begin to see the ripple effects. That you begin to step more and more into your purpose. The role you're meant to play, that your soul is calling from you. But you gotta be in the body. You gotta be able to hear the messages. You gotta be in the present moment. So don't get ahead of yourself. That's just the ego talking. So, that's what I wanted to let you guys know today. Just be easy on yourself. Know that you're naturally healing, and just your only job is to be present, be in the body, and be the chooser of your energy. You're the mover of energy. You're the vibrational Jedi. You cannot be broken. You're just that fear talking. That's it. You cannot be broken. You make the rules of your reality by choosing. But this is a foundational step here that we can't forget. To be in the body, to be present, to be open to moving the energy. And I'm not saying look for trauma. That's one thing, that last thing I want to say. Do not look for trauma. Look for bliss. Look for support. Look for ease. Look how everything is going right and living your best life. And when a trauma comes up, which it will naturally, you don't have to force it, be willing to move it. That's the name of the game. You don't have to save yourself or anybody else. We're set up for success. And that's what my guide's been telling me over and over again. You're good. You're good. Stop believing you're in a world where you have to protect yourself. And I know it's scary out there. There's a lot of fear out there, especially right now. But we can transmute that by focusing on us, by focusing on what we want to experience, and by being in the body and inner power. But start with this. Start with yourself. Just being in the body as much as you can throughout the day. Spending that first 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to just practice being in the body. And not to mention just doing things that bring you joy. If it makes it easier to be in your body while listening to music, do that. White noise, YouTube has a lot of miracle tones and frequencies and all that. Do more things that bring you joy too. That's a big part of nourishment that I forgot to mention. Music, going on walks, playing with your pets, reading books that inspire you or just bring you joy. Doing more things without the need for outcomes and just nourishing yourself because you deserve it. You're lining up with your natural self and allowing yourself to be in a state of allowing and ease and joy. And that's the best thing you can do for yourself. So choose to get out of struggle and choose to be a cooperative component. Choose ease. Choose to believe that you're naturally healing and you're resilient and you're here to move energy. You're here to create the reality that is calling for you. That step in that next level self that is calling you. Your reality is bringing out your most authentic self at all times. Just relax and let it. Stop fighting it. So I love you all. I hope this brought you some ease and relief. Let me know what you're going to do to commit to every day. And don't go big. Just start 5 to 10 minutes. Start with one thing that you can do every day, that you can commit to and see yourself doing for at least a year. Because if you can't see yourself doing it for a year, you're not going to keep up with it. It's not worth it. Same with anything. I used to tell my personal training clients the same thing. So what are you going to commit to today? And let me know what resonated with you, any questions, what you want to hear more about. I want to be here for you. So I love you and expect blessings today. Love you.